Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I am here on vacation in the lovely state of Tennessee. You know, it seems like we do most of our vacations in Tennessee, whether it's here in the Smoky Mountains or Nashville or Clarksville. We love Tennessee. So thank you for, if you live in Tennessee, thank you for welcoming us to your state. And today we are doing a thrift haul. So I mentioned in my last video that thrifting here in the Sevierville area isn't as great as I hoped, but I did still pick some things up. So let's take a look and see what I got. So first, which side do I want to start? Let's start over here. First, I got a set of cardboard gift boxes that you would, you know, fold. Well, this one's kind of already folded. Fold together. I don't know what these are called, but I did not get them for their original intended purpose. I got them to go into junk journals or to be extra backing for things I'm crafting. Like for example, my these things, I could easily put them, you know, back them on something like this. How would that look with that might look nice with a black background instead of your standard. So after I junked it up a bit, grunged it up a bit, I could do some, you know, I could do something like that, whether it's cutting it out and gluing it on or leaving it whole, because it could also go in. It's already got the little cutout, so I could ink up this stark white part, but put this in a journal, and then it's already a built-in pocket that I could use to slide stuff in and out. So there are a whole bunch of them in here. I don't know how many, and it was $1.99. But I like looking for things like this, especially in the thrift store, because sometimes people don't know what to do with them, and so they give them away so that people like us can go in and enjoy them for whatever we think to come up with. And then I found there was this whole set. Well, I don't know if it was the whole set or not, but there was a bunch of these I Love Lucy collector edition VHS tapes. They were 99 cents, so I limited myself to getting just 10. You guys, I thought that this was the title of the episode, and so I was just trying to find interesting episodes. They didn't have Vitamin to Vegemin. They didn't have the Chocolate Factory, but maybe they did, because after I got home, I realized that there were actually several episodes on this disc. And so there might have been one that had those on it, but I wasn't paying enough attention. But I got these because unlike some of the other VHS cassette tapes that we're gonna see in a little bit, this one is more like a book. It's not just a plastic thing with a sleeve. So I thought this would make great journal covers. So I can make 10 junk journals with this cover. And I could, if I were a sewer, I could leave the spine on and sew in my signatures, but I'm not. I'm gonna be using my cinch binding machine. So this part can end up being a bookmark. So I just thought that would be kind of a cool vintagey, I don't know how old when this set came out, 1988. So yeah, and all the cases look exactly the same with the exception of this, and then of course the back is different because it tells you what episodes. And we'll have to see. Yeah, I bet these are not all from, I bet we're gonna find that these pictures are the same on all of them. And it's just this part that's different. But we'll check one other one. I'm not gonna show you all 10. But so anyway, I guess what I will say is, oh, here's a little quiz. Oh, I didn't even notice that they had a little brochure on it. So it's got a quiz, and then it tells you a little bit about each episode. So that'll be a fun piece to go into the journal. And I can probably steam off this label to use, but then really it's just a matter of yanking these plastic parts out and then cutting it along this edge. So it should be fairly simple. Gosh, I should have been paying more attention to make sure that all the ones I got had one of these, since that's like a bonus. All right, then I found this card set for $1.99, and I wasn't sure if they were all gonna be the same, but I was hopeful that they weren't, and it turns out they were not all the same. There's 12 of them, and I'm kind of thinking that these could be covers for artist journals that I maybe just fill with artist paper, but they could also be journal covers, or they could just go in a journal. But they are, this is the back. So Mountain Quilt Fest 2017, Karen, it's either Tribone or Frybone down here at the bottom. So I'm guessing this is all of her artwork. Hang on, let me get this put away before I lose it. So just, I think they're all churches in the area, I'm guessing. We've seen some beautiful churches here, like the white, solid white ones that you always see in the cool postcards. Yeah, so I could either, because they're framed nicely already, so I could either make them a cover or just put them in as extra pieces in a journal. And even though I've got this tablet plugged in, I did get a low battery warning at the end of the last video. So maybe we'll see if I'm able to film all of this at once, hopefully. All right, then I found some just generic paper. It looks like you could run it through like it was designed to print on, but I'm probably just going to use it as stationery, blank stationery to go in journals. I'll probably like cut it in half, and it's got a good amount of pages still in there. And this one was $2.99. Why do I keep picking these up? I found another one of these for $4.99. I think I keep picking them up because when I was buying them on Temu, and they were cheap on Temu compared to Amazon and stuff, they were still 10 to 12 bucks. So now as I'm finding them in the wild for less than that, I keep picking them up. So this is the second one I've gotten like a month. And it is one of those t-shirt folding or shirt folding machine. You can use it for anything really. There's YouTube videos on how to use this for everything you want to fold, whether you're into Marie Kondo or Sheldon Cooper style folding. So that had nothing to do with crafts, but of course I had to pick it up. Then I found two of these boxes. They were in pretty good shape, and so I thought they would make good storage for the stuff I'm crafting. This one still had some dividers in it. I think the other one did not, but that didn't bother me a whole lot. This one's got 3 dividers, so I could use one of these in the other one if I needed to. But it, like I said, was in pretty good shape. But let's look at the other one just to make sure. And we'll see if there's a price tag on these. $2.99. And this one's the same, just, okay, well this one came with a rubber band. And I can make my own dividers, that's not really a problem. But always when you're growing your stash, you need things to store it in. Okay, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Then I'm always looking for games, you guys know that. Always looking for Scrabble games. So I found another one for $3.99. And I don't know if the colors mean anything. Like I didn't notice if they had a certain color on sale, that kind of thing. But this one seemed to be fully intact, so I can take the board and make bookmarks or tags with it, cut it up, and then of course use the tiles in crafting projects or as part of freebies for when you order something, that kind of thing. Then I found a bag of mini decals, which I know they're probably for nails, right? But I was kind of hopeful that they would be a bunch of different ones and I could just like stick one of these into a pocket on a journal or whatever, which I still can. And they kind of felt, I can't tell, I think that's a helicopter. I wonder if it's one of the helicopters that you can do like helicopter tours of the area. So that maybe, but they turned out to all be the same, but there were a lot of them. But so I could certainly use them on my nails, but I could also just take them out of this. Well, there's the instructions on the back, so maybe just stick this whole thing in. And again, they're probably not old or vintagey, but it just seemed like but these were $2.99 also, so that's maybe kind of overpriced for that. Some things in there seemed like overpriced, and then some things I was like, really? That seems pretty cheap for everything, because I got a couple grab bag things. All right, this Therapy, the game. Fascinating, fun with a psychological twist. So it seemed like an older game. It was $4.99. It is from 1986. So like I said, always looking for kind of vintage games. So let's open this one up. I haven't looked inside this. I kind of shook it around to see if it seemed like maybe it had all the things, but I don't know what all the things are. But I'm always afraid to like open things in thrift stores. I shouldn't be. If they packaged them in a way you can open them, I should look at them, but I don't always. All right, so it comes with a pad of paper. Oh, put that pad of paper. So it can go in with my game papers. Instructions. Then they've got some kind of cards. And then a board game. Let's see how I figure out how I open this. Okay, so that's different. So I could certainly cut this up into I was gonna say I could like cut out each of these boxes individually, but that would take a while, wouldn't it? So I probably won't do that. I'll probably just do a standard, like I could cut each of these sections in half and get 4 journal covers out of it if I wanted to. Please don't fall on the floor. Okay. Then it's got tons of cards, game cards in here. So like seniority, Infancy, Cosmos. I don't know if this is like a trivia. Okay, well, let me just read one. True or false? Flashing the words "eat popcorn" on a movie screen for a mere 1/100th of a second is enough to induce the audience to buy more popcorn than usual. And then it says false. There is no scientific proof that subliminal messages work. That's interesting because I feel like we've been taught the opposite. So yeah, so there's just a bunch of different colored cards, so I can easily kind of grunge these up. I need to get one of those Tim Holtz sandpaper, like, you know how you have the ink daubers? I need to get like one of his sandpaper ones. So then we've got these, which are kind of reminiscent of life, trying to fill up your car, and the dice. So these will just get put in my big tall glass thing with game pieces. Okay, well, it looks like that is all that comes in here. The cards look like they don't really look played with, so they don't have any real grunge to them already, which is a little unfortunate. I like getting the games that are already super grungy. But it's still a game I'd not ever seen before, so, okay. This one's kind of heavy. So then I picked up at both of the stores, the thrift stores we went to. I always look through the DVD or the VHS to see if there's any that I want. I don't know if I already had Winnie the Pooh, but Winnie the Pooh's super popular. So I picked this up. I will take this piece out, laminate it, and make covers out of it and a bookmark out of the spine. You can reuse this kind of acetate that's on here. So Jason is kind of my person that cuts the acetate off. And when you take this part out, you can also kind of salvage the vinyl that's on here too, that you could use for crafts as well. I haven't figured out a good use for this though. Like, I really wish it were easy to cut this part out so that this could be a tag or something, but I think I'd have to like get a knife really hot to go through the plastic. Like, I don't know that I have scissors that would cut through that very well. But anyway, Winnie the Pooh. And some of these, especially when they came out, you know how Disney used to, with their I remember it more with the VHS than the DVD, but they'd have like the 10th anniversary or the 25th anniversary. And so the cover image would have a lot of that on it. So I like these ones that don't, I mean, this does say special edition, but it's not like pervasive on the cover. So I try to look for that when I can, if I'm trying to be picky. And we got Bambi. And I think are these priced? I don't know. Some of these, one place had them for like 49 cents. Oh, see, this has a label I could try to get off of there. And some of these do come with little pamphlets sometimes, which can be extra. And then I got Titanic, because who doesn't like to journal, you know, with romantic themes? That's kind of, I guess, aside from I Love Lucy, I did romance and Disney predominantly. Mary Poppins. A different cover for Titanic. Oh, because this is cassette 2, that was cassette 1. So different Titanic. And then this one is one of my favorite movies, so I just picked this up. Forrest Gump. And then I got, so the Babysitter's Club came out when I was in probably 6th grade. And they have since, as with most children's books, which I think is unfortunate, especially to the original artist, they've updated the pictures, you know, to relate to the girls of that age or whatever. But I believe this one is the original artwork. And so I got this to make a journal cover out of as well. And this one was $1.99. And I picked this up for the same reason. It's a little worn, but I think that's okay for a junk journal. But who doesn't like Charlotte's Web? And you guys, these kind of books go to stores like this and die, which is unfortunate. Then I picked this up. I thought this would be a great cover to come out during, I'll be doing after my Labor Day drop, my next drop will probably be around Halloween. And then I'll have Black Friday, of course. But I thought this would make a great Halloween journal cover, and it's got some cool pictures. Are they all black and white? This book is from (1974), so that's another reason. They made really good book covers back then. Okay, yeah, it does look like all the images inside are black and white, which is okay. So some of the book pages will stay with the book when it gets made into a journal. And then I told you guys I'm always looking at board book, like toddler board books, because I think they can make great journal covers too. This one, you know, if all the pages were okay, I could get 2, 4, 6, 8. I could get 6 journals out of this. Sorry, let me turn my sound down. You guys, we stopped our mail and stopped it for Monday forward, and the post office delivered something on Sunday, so Dad had to go over and get it. And then of course you can't stop UPS or Amazon, and this being Prime Week, I have been holding my Prime order till I will probably put it in today, because unless I have something that's, well, I won't have anything that's same day delivery and we get home tomorrow. So I was trying to be kind and considerate and not have anything of mine delivered while we were gone, but other people in the family have had things delivered, so they have had to contact my dad to go over and get them, which he of course has kindly done. But I thought these would be cute. And even though they've got like letters on them and some writing, I don't think that matters. I think they'll still make cute journal covers for Christmas. So that's another thing. Some of the stuff that I'm getting now might be for Christmas, might be for Easter, Halloween. So, and then we got Animal Parade. This one would only get me 3 journal covers, but they were cute. And there's, I mean, this kind of goes against what I said, but the words on this, it's not like it's a story. Some board books have a story. This is really just about, you know, the cow, who apparently has a super tiny head in this one. But yeah, I thought these would be cute or whatever. And most of these books I think were 99 cents, which is on the high side in my opinion for a thrift store, but it is what it is. Okay, this used to belong in a school, and I thought this one was neat because it's a book with real letters inside. The Jolly Postman or Other People's Letters. And it's got an envelope here, which this envelope is damaged and doesn't have anything in it. Well, maybe none of them have anything in it. I didn't really look, but I figured I could use them as envelopes. Okay, this one still has the letter. I guess this must have been an advertisement letter. That's kind of cute though. What was that one from? Oh yeah. So it was like an advertisement. And then this next one, Mr. V Big airmail envelope. And it also has its postcard inside. Plus it's got a story, so I can use these pages, right, for other things. Her Royal Highness Cinderella. I hope that one still has the card in it. Bank of Wonderland. £1. Well, that's kind of cute, but I wish it had the letter. Maybe it didn't have a letter. Maybe that's all it was. And then we've got the wolf chasing grandma, urgent letter. So it's kind of a cute idea. To Goldilocks. So yeah, so I plan to, oh, this one's like a birthday card. Isn't this cute? I don't know how son of a gun. Let's turn on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how, like when you're looking for kids books, there are so many and they're so thin. So I don't know how it is that this one stood out to me, but I'm glad it did because I really like that. And then, oh well, Precious Moments, who doesn't like that? It is a board book. Looks like I could possibly get 3 journal covers out of it. So this one is more difficult with the words because it's not a complete sentence on each page, but it was Precious Moments, so I didn't really care. Now, who does it say the artist is? Does it say? This is from 1990. Okay, you would think it would list the artist somewhere, wouldn't it? It doesn't. So anyway, there's that. All right, down to the last box. Okay, so I picked up this whole bag and it was $3.99. And I wasn't sure exactly what was in, well, I could tell what a couple things were, but I couldn't see like behind it. Although, honestly, I think I could have opened this one in the store too. Some Ziploc bags, they roll up and then staple so you can't open them. But you guys, look at this. Somebody went to all of this work for a diamond painting and then donated it. Now, here's what I want to know. So it's, I don't know. It doesn't, like there's a few beads that are missing that are kind of down here, like, and it's got some like dirt, because the edges, they always have like extra, the sticky goes past the design. But I'm kind of wondering, some people cut up cross stitch, completed cross stitch and then use it. I'm kind of curious if I could cut this into pieces and make pockets out of it. I mean, it's super pretty, but it is missing some, beads. Not that you can tell from a distance. I don't know. I could still frame this for my own personal use. What do you think? Should I do that, or should I try cutting it up and using it as if it were embroidery in something? But I feel bad that somebody went to all that effort and then didn't keep it. Okay, so that also brings up a thing. So there's crafting, and then there's what I do, which is the sole purpose of my crafting is to resell it. But some people do crafting simply for enjoyment, and if it's cross stitching or diamond painting or something, then they display it in their home. So diamond painting for me is a true craft, in my opinion, because I have done several diamond paintings and they are hanging up in my house. But some people create, probably not as much with diamond painting. Like, I don't know that people buy completed diamond paintings. Maybe they do, but they would probably buy completed cross stitch or embroidered designs. So some people craft to resell or to sell, and some people craft for enjoyment. That's not a fair way to say it, because it's still enjoyable even to the people that are doing it to resell. But it just, seeing that reminded me that there is two different things here. As a hobby, there is a hobby of flipping crafts. But there is also a hobby of actually crafting for personal reasons and not for reselling. So I don't know. I appear to always just be on the seller side, unfortunately. Oh, and this is the 1 month of the year, because one of my diamond paintings that I did was for July, because I've got a 12-month thing, and I did July, so this is the 1 year or 1 month a year that it's right. Okay, so then I got this. I thought this bag had some kind of vintagey looking wrapping paper, and it may not be, but we've got this wrapping paper. Some like this. None of these have dates on them, I don't think, but this one was cute, super cute. You could cut these out or you could leave them as is, but I think that would be super cute. And with wrapping paper, there's no design on the back, so you can easily fussy cut. I'm looking for years every time I show you one of these. A cute Christmas, well, not Christmas, maybe summery bag, I guess, because it's got watermelon. So that would be cool to put in a journal. And then I was pretty excited about this. Pumpkins. Now this is obviously from, I think, Dollar General. But now that I know Dollar General sells doilies, paper doilies in different shapes. I mean, everybody probably already knew that, but I did not know that. And there's a seller that I like to buy from on Etsy, and she has themed kits that have like Valentine heart in pink doilies. And I'm like, well, maybe this is where she gets them. All right, we've got some stickers, some more gift bags. Oh, this is a really pretty. There's so many crafts you can do with bags that people have done YouTube videos on, which are neat. I like these paper ones. I don't think any of those are old, but I'm always hoping to come across like vintage wrapping paper. Then it had a 3-pack of flat canvases, which somebody at some point tried to sell for $2. Jason wants those. And then we've got a box that has some glitter on it, but these are good for, not that you would buy, it would probably be an expensive way to buy backing boards. Like if you have a magazine you're selling, this would probably be a super expensive way to buy it, but I can certainly cut this up to be the backs of, I could, glue anything onto them to give some stability. Some more gift wrap. These almost also look like the kind, did your kids ever sell wrapping paper for a fundraiser. This kind of reminds me of that. Now this one I really liked because it's postage stamps wrapping paper. So that would be fun to use as a background for something. And then this is bridal shower paper. So it's just embossed white paper. Some more baby paper. Now this one did feel old to me. Whether it is or not, I don't know, but it feels 80s to me. So I was happy about that. Oh, and here's another one of those bags, along with some coordinating wrapping paper. Oh, and punch outs. So again, all of this was in a bag for $3.99. And then the last two things in this bag, some more wrapping papers. You guys know I love botanicals. And those are nice to put in journals because you can write, the backs are plain, so you have the whole back that you can use as journaling space. And then we have a big bag here from TJ Maxx. So a lot of potential, you could cut out all these balloons, a lot of fun stuff you could do with that. So that was everything in the $3.99 jump. Where do you even get Ziploc bags this big? The bag itself probably cost that much. Hi, let me take a brief moment out of our video to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Junk for Goats. Junk for Goats is my business where I sell and resell vintage, antique, and some modern ephemera for all of your junk journaling or crafting needs. I have shops on Etsy, Whatnot, and I list my digital items on my coffee shop. All of the links for those are below in the description, so please check that out. It's also important to note that 10% of all the proceeds from my sales are used to purchase goats from Compassion International. Those goats are provided to families across the world to help them meet their own families' needs in terms of their diet, but they can also take and sell the milk and the cheese that they produce from their goats to their friends and family nearby, helping to provide them with an income source that is valuable in the areas in which they live. So if you would like to craft with a difference, please check out the description below. And as always, thank you, and please enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks. All right, then I found 3 of these metal containers. They were $2.99 a piece. I don't know for sure, but they look like they would hold like Tim Holtz's distressed ink pads maybe, or something like that, being, you know, having this divider in here. I don't know if I will use the divider. I have some of those inks, so I'll probably test this out at home to see if it would hold them, because that might be nice. I don't have anything to hold my Tim Holtz inks, but if not, then I'll probably just take this out because I can't think of any other thing to use that for, and just use it as simple storage. So there, they had 3 of these. And then this is probably not old and it's 2013, $1.99 for an unopened roll of paper, but I really liked the colors, the flowers on that. But the problem with getting wrapping paper in a roll is you've got to flatten it. So that can take some kind of effort. All right, let me get the rest of, one of these had the plastic on the inside was a little bit cracked. So that one probably definitely won't get used as intended. But I feel like I've seen other metal boxes like this that people put the smaller inks in. But I don't think it's tall enough to work with my Stampin' Up! Inks. but I have a wooden thing for those. All right, then the other grab bag that I picked up was this one, also for $3.99. So it had a bunch of embroidery floss thingies on, looks like cardboard, and they're labeled on a huge ring. And then, okay, these, well, if you embroider or cross stitch, you know what these are, but these you would use during a project. They've got little magnets on them, so I guess, so you could hang them up, but you would put your strands of floss that you're working with on that project, and then you'd label them. So there are six of those in here. Oh, well, here's an example. And then, oh, well, these are kind of nice. Expandable floss organizing system. So it comes with the rings and the little binder. Did I bring my scissors out here? Yes. Let's look at one of these, because it looks like there's 3 or 4 of these in this bag. Do I need to cut it? Yes. So, is this just the cover? I guess it's just a cover. Which could be a journal cover. It is, it's just a cover with 2 rings that you are gonna add your own. Use with project pack or 36 bag pack. So this is literally just the binder. Oh, I was hoping it had the actual packs that would go with it, you know, like the Ziploc, because that would be a nice organizing system. But are these all the binders? Yep, expandable binder, expandable binder. Well, nothing else, these can make journal covers if I decorate them with something. Or I can create my own, like, ephemera binder. I guess if I was really concerned, I would order, okay, so there was only 3 of those. I would order the parts that go with it. All right, so here's some more of those project cards, just in a smaller size. So honestly, I would probably pull the magnets off and put these in a journal, give people more space to write on. Then we've got just a chart. Oh, perhaps this was a kit. It is, because it's got, so it tells you what you need to get. So it's just giving you the instructions. It's not giving you any of the supplies. Okay, well, maybe that's why it's called just a chart, because you just get this and then the pattern. Oh my, okay, well, then I've got a blue million numbers, number packs here. Are they all number packs? Now, these would be great too for whatnot sales. You put your little number on. Holy cow, 640 labels, and there's 6 closed packages plus all of these that look like 3 more packages just without the package. Wow, well, I'm not gonna need any numbers for a long time. What else could you use that for, I wonder? All right, then just got more rings. Kind of nice that they gave you a ring to hold them all. And then, ew, some of these are a little bit grungy. But these these little, I have plastic ones from Temu, but these are the paper cardboardy ones. Okay, well that was all that was, yeah, it's kind of grungy. Ooh, that might have been part of a moth. Anyway, well, I can put that away later. So all of that for $3.99. And then a separate unopened bag of these for $49. I like those. I think those would be fun to put in kits as well, but they could also be collaged and then put as in like a cluster on a journal page. And then we got, okay, so I also like classic films. So I got this one, Bob Hope and Mickey Rooney, Marilyn Maxwell. You don't see ones like this in the store very often. So I definitely had to pick that up. Definitely. And then My Fair Lady. And of course, First Night, one of my favorite films. And who doesn't like A League of Their Own? I love that film. And then it looks like I found 3 more of those. I found this box, which I just loved the box. So that's really what sold me. It was 99 cents, which is super overpriced. It is Victorian Butterflies, made in Germany in 1990. And it says, in the Victorian era, these exquisite paper butterflies were used to decorate plants, water cans, and the like. With weighted wings, they can be perched on almost any object to gracefully flutter in a delicate breeze. But I think there's only 2 in here. So, the inside of the box. I may just keep the box whole, but I really liked this that I thought could be cut out. But, okay, that is the inside of the box, not a paper. And so it did have, oh, and it does have magnets, so I could really just put them on the refrigerator, really. But they would be cute in a journal as well. And then there was this. I don't think there's anything under it. No. So literally just the 2. I don't know how many it came with. Did it say? I don't think it says, or if it does say, yeah, see, it's in different languages. I mean, it does finally have English down here, but it doesn't say how many there would have been. So I don't know, but I really, really, really love this. All right, and then I found this Christmas book. It's an activity book. So while it's got some great, you know, full color pages, which I love, so kind of like scrapbook paper, it does also have, you know, pages like this. So it says it's a family advent activity book. And there's instructions on how to use it. And then it's just got, yeah, it's got different activities. So I just thought this would be great for harvesting for Christmas images. And I think it was 99 cents, but it's kind of worn off. And then this one, like I said, I don't know how this one came to my attention unless it was kind of sticking out. It's got a huge label on the back, which maybe I can use my Oh, it's from the Dollywood Foundation. Well, you know, Dolly Parton does those. She has her book program, which unfortunately was not available in my area when my kids were young, because I think you can get a free book a month for the first 5 years of your child's life if you're in a area that her charity covers. Yeah, her imagination library. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if books are created specifically for her to do this, or if she picks out books that, or somebody on her team picks out books that they like and they become almost like Oprah's book list or whatever, book club. But so I don't know how that works, but somehow I saw this and I just thought the pictures were great. And especially of her and her butterfly. What is this called? Ladybug Girl. Okay, so maybe bingo is what caught my eye initially, but I just thought she was super cute in her ladybug costume. So if I were ever to do a ladybug themed journal, this might have some good pages in it. And the idea of doing themed journals, where I love watching people flip through themed journals, that seems like that would be a lot of work to keep all of that stuff segregated. All right, the last thing, which I know I found another, like a smaller dictionary, but it wasn't in here or in any of these bags. So I don't know if I already showed it to you guys or if somehow I made it home without it. This is not a good hair day. When is? But anyway, I bought another dictionary, American dictionary, English dictionary for $2.99. And it has really good aged looking paper. And I don't think it's illustrated. Yeah, well, okay. It's got these on the first page of each letter, which that'll be fun. I'll cut that out and use those separately because it's got like H in all the different languages. But otherwise, it's not illustrated. So this is great patina on these pages to put in kits. And it does have some illustrated pages. The encyclopedic supplements. So it's got a set of kind of, I was hoping you could kind of see on the edge, kind of colored pages. So all about the presidency. This is such a big bulky book. Is there any other interesting? Reagan, JFK. Oh, and then it goes through every president. That's kind of nice. So, okay, these are front and back, but I could take these and cut these in half and have journaling cards. Or if I was doing a tall, skinny journal, you'd fold these in half. And if you were doing a sewn signature, or in my case, I just could still cut them in half. But yeah, you get every president. So that's kind of cool. Up to, let's see how far it goes. Up to George Herbert Walker Bush. And then we've got synonyms and an index in the back. And then space exploration. So all about space in a colored, the chronology of our space happenings in the planets. Yep, and then investment and monetary glossary. Oh, and then flags. I feel like I've got lots of flags now because I got that flag game, but yeah, I could cut up more flags if I want to. So that seemed like a pretty good, and it was $4.99. Well, wait, it's $2.99 here, $2.99 here, and $4.99 here. So I don't know what I paid for that, but super excited to get that one because that one I won't, like the 1931 French one that I have, and I'm cutting it up. I do still have some solid pages from that I'll sell, or put in kits. But yeah, this one is super easy, and it'll be easy to create some kits with that. So, all right, well, I think that is, at least that's everything that I could find. And so we leave tomorrow. This is Thursday. We leave tomorrow, and we've already written down, so Gabby's lunch is tomorrow. So we're gonna be having ramen and sushi for lunch in Knoxville. And then we'll be hitting that. Then I think she and the boyfriend will be heading, because we brought 2 vehicles so that we could shop, because one van with 7 people, that's max capacity and doesn't really leave hardly any space for luggage and whatnot. So we did bring the 2, and yeah, so I think they'll probably head on their way back, and then the rest of us will kind of make our way back home while we stop and spend like a half hour at different antique stores on the way, just to see. I like to see what different parts of the country have in their antique warehouses, because I see things on people's videos and I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I wonder where they got that. Well, maybe they got it in Tennessee, but we'll see. And then I'll have to haul that stuff when I'm back home. So wish us a safe, well, I'll already be back by the time this airs, but hopefully we'll have a safe travels. We have so far, thank the Lord for that. And hopefully we'll get back and the cats will still be in one piece. And yeah, so there's always that point in vacation where you're sad it's ending, but you're kind of ready to get back home. So I'm not ready to go back to work though, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I couldn't afford vacations if I didn't have a job, right? So, all right, well, thank you so much for spending some time with me and checking out my vacation thrift haul. And I hope to see you again soon. So wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself.